Douglas launched the DC-3, a larger version of its DC-2, in 1935. Designed with a larger body than similar airplanes of the time, like the 10-seat Boeing 247, the 21-seat DC-3 made passenger flights profitable. Versatile military variants, including the Dakota or the C-47 Skytran, transported troops, cargo, and equipment during the Second World War. Many of these surplus warplanes were converted into DC-3s and purchased by airlines. As major airlines acquired even larger aircraft, DC-3s were repurposed for shorter flights, executive transport, and many other duties. The last Canadian-made combat aircraft. Based on the Northrop F-5, the CF-116, often called the CF-5, was designed to be simpler and more affordable than other supersonic fighters. The U.S. Air Force often gave F-5s to its allies. Canada began flying the CF-116 in 1968. This was controversial. The RCAF wanted higher-performing fighters, but the defense minister thought they were too expensive. F-5 type aircraft, which could be built in Canada, were ordered instead. Of the roughly 2,600 F-5 type aircraft manufactured, the Voodoo was designed in 1951 as a long-range supersonic escort fighter for the U.S. Air Force. Its intended role evolved to include bombing, reconnaissance, and all-weather interception. The aircraft entered service in 1957. Canada acquired second-hand Voodoo interceptors in 1961 for continental defense. These aircraft were the only available option to replace the aging CF-100, following cancellation of the Avro Arrow. Roughly 800 Voodoos were flown by the American, Canadian, and Taiwanese armed forces. The last operational Voodoo, a Canadian aircraft, was retired in 1987. The only Canadian-designed fighter to serve. Avro Canada proposed designs for the CF-100 in 1946. This large radar-equipped jet fighter was a good choice, given Canada's vastness and harsh climate. The aircraft was rushed into production soon after the prototype flew in 1950. It was in service by 1952, in time for the Korean War. Flown by RCAF squadrons in Canada and Western Europe, the CF-100 was one of the best all-weather fighters of its day. Avro Canada produced about 690 CF-100s from 1950 to 1958.